Good morning, students. Today I am going to discuss the first chapter of Standard 7. The name of the chapter is Nutrition in Plants. I think in Standard 6 you have studied, you have gathered some knowledge regarding nutrients and nutrition. So, I am coming to the point directly. Plants shows autotrophic nutrition. Plants show autotrophic nutrition. What is the meaning of autotrophic nutrition? Auto means self. That means self-nutrition. That means they can prepare their own food. Very clear to say, food is an organic compound, and green plants, only and only the green plants, they can convert inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water into organic compound like glucose, which is used as food. So only the plants have the capability to convert inorganic substances into organic substances. That is, food is prepared. Okay. Nutrition in plant is also called holophytic nutrition. Another term is the holozoic nutrition, that is applicable for animals, nutrition in animals. The next chapter in nutrition in animal is there. So holophytic nutrition means they intake only liquid food. Perhaps you have seen that farmers, they used to apply fertilizers in the crop field. All of them are in solid form. Mostly they are in solid form. But you have seen that before applying fertilizer or after applying fertilizer, they irrigate the land so that the fertilizer can dissolve and solid fertilizers can change into liquids. Okay. Now, how do plants make their own food? The process by which plants make their own food is called photosynthesis. I think from your childhood you are reading this photosynthesis. From standard 3 onwards you are reading. Every year you are reading photosynthesis. Still, once I am trying to understand you what is photosynthesis. It is a process by which green plants use carbon dioxide and water, and with the help of chlorophyll, in the presence of sunlight, it is changed into glucose. This is the process. Now, plants take carbon dioxide from here, and carbon dioxide enters into the leaves through the stomata. Question is that what is stomata? Stomata, they are the openings on the surface of the leaves. In some plants in upper surface, mostly in aquatic plants stomata are in upper surface, and in terrestrial plants they are mostly in lower surface. Through the stomata, carbon dioxide is entered. Root hairs absorb water and send it to leaves through the stem. Okay. Now, leaves contain chlorophyll. All of you know that the green color of the leaf is due to the presence of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll changes this carbon dioxide and water into glucose with the help of sunlight. That means in presence of sunlight. In absence of sunlight, photosynthesis is not possible. Okay. Now you may think that some plants grow in shade also. But they also get sunlight, diffuse sunlight. Okay. Light is very important because that is the only source of energy. Main source of energy is light. Okay. Now, some plants are there which are heterotrophic. What is the meaning of heterotrophic? That means they cannot make their own fruit. But I have told that plants can make their own fruit. Some plants are heterotrophic. How? They may be parasitic, that is growing on other plants. Some are partially parasite, some are totally parasite. Some plants eat insects. Although they are green, they eat insect. They are called insectivorous plants. Some are saprophyte. Saprophyte means they grow on dead and decayed organic matter. For example, mushroom, molds, they are saprophytes. Pitcher plant and Venus flytrap are the examples of insectivorous plants. And parasitic plant, Amarvel, Kiscuta. It is looking like, it just looks like a yellow thread. And that golden threads, looking like golden thread, not golden threads, do not have leaves, do not have roots. But question is that, then how they take nutrition from the host plant? Host plant means the plant on which they grow. That host plant, from which, how they get food from that host plant? Very simple, they have root-like structure called hosteria. With the help of hosteria, they take nutrition, that is ready-made food, from the host plants. Another mode of nutrition is known as symbiosis. Symbiosis means, it is also called mutualism. Why it is called mutualism? Because in symbiosis two partners are there and both the partners get benefit from one another. The best example of symbiosis is lichen. Lichen is a combination of an alga and a fungus. The algal component is called phycobiont and the fungal component is called mycobiont. Now, these algae, which are the part of lichen, are green in color, so they have chlorophyll, they can perform photosynthesis, but as they do not have roots, they cannot absorb water. So without water, photosynthesis is not possible. On the other hand, the partner of algae, that is fungi, it does not have chlorophyll, so it cannot perform photosynthesis, but it has the capacity to absorb water. So what does it do? It absorbs water and sends it to algae, and algae makes food and distribute it to fungi. Some part of food is utilized by the algae and some part of the food is utilized by the fungi. Fungus is singular, fungi is plural, alga is singular, algae is plural. You should remember these terms. Okay. This mutualism is also found in leguminous plants. Leguminous plants like beans, pea, gram, they give shelter to some nitrogen fixing bacteria like rhizobium, clostridium, azotobacter. These bacteria fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and give it to the plant. On the other hand, the plant provides shelter and nutrition to this bacteria. So this is mutualism, this is called symbiosis. Now question is that the plants, in the crop field, farmers are using fertilizers and manure. So crops are using that, and again the land is getting fertilizers and manures, that is nutrient, when the farmers are applying fertilizers and manures. But what is happened to the plants of the forest or plants which are not given fertilizers? So this is the process of replenishment. Actually microorganisms are there which replenish, actually which decompose the dead and decayed organic matter. Say litter means fallen leaves. Okay, they decompose and they provide nutrients to the soil. In this way, the nutrients are replenished in the soil. So I think you will go through the chapter. Once you read this chapter, and you will be able to understand. And I will provide the study material as usual. Okay, thank you.